This is duntov. So today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. So as you can see, I'm at the athletics ballpark site. I'm on the OYO parking structure right now. So last time I was out here, I was filming from over the wall. That would have been on, I think it was last Thursday. I wanted to come out because they were starting to put together this third crane here, this new crawler crane. So as we can see here, if you look towards the Sphinx over there, so that's the new crawler crane right over there. And I just saw them putting the cable down, so they're getting ready to probably hook something up. They actually put the cable down on the new crane and the tower crane here. So tower crane's easier to see, so I'm gonna zoom in. We're gonna try to see what they're lowering and pick up. Trying to get my bearings here. All right, looks like it's next to that green thing there. Look how big that is compared to the people standing next to it. Looks like we're losing focus. All right, so right now it's about 11:35 a.m. Just got off work and then headed over here. You can see it's like overcast today and it's got the wind going. So they said there's a chance of rain today, but right now it just doesn't really look like rain clouds. I'm not sure what they were picking up because it looks like the cable kind of moved over this way. Alright, so I don't know what they're moving, but what we could see that was in the way, you can see all the rebar cages going up even higher now. So this whole area. Alright, if we look, you can see this person walking here, so that's all been filled in. If you remember, they had all the concrete poured, and now you can see where they filled in all this area. They covered up all the concrete. Basically, it's just the rebar sticking out. We can see some of it over here still. You can see how they're putting the dirt all the way up, even with the concrete they poured. And now they're starting to put more forms on top of that. All right, I'm gonna turn around. So now we got, I don't know if you can hear the ambulance going, but when I first was walking up here, there was like, I think it was 4 different fire trucks heading east down Tropicana. And if we look down this way, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it. So this would be, this is east, so you got UNLV down this way. But there's some big fire going on down here. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think it's at the airport. It looks like it's past the airport. But you can see a pretty good fire burning down there. So 4 trucks already passed me, and I could hear another one coming right now. So whatever it is, hopefully everyone's okay. It's pretty bad. Yeah, here comes another fire truck right now. So this is the 5th one that's passed me since I got here. So hopefully whatever that is, it's nothing too bad, but it looks pretty big. And it is windy today, so that's not helping any. Sometimes we get the brush fryers out here and they're not good. Alright, so hopefully everything with that will be okay. But let's look at the site here. So in front of the red tower crane there, that's where they, did the initial pour. And they got that all filled in, and now they're putting up more forms on top of that. So it's looking, it's going quick. And thank you to some of the workers. They just, if you read the comments, sometimes they'll put in some comments. So they said they are going to have like 6 concrete like pillars that are going to be coming up out of the ground. They're going to be about 60 foot tall, and they said that that is going to be pretty much what's going to be holding the roof structure for this stadium. So we're going to have 6 of them at 60 foot tall coming up out of the ground here. I'm not sure exactly which part of it is yet, but it'll be pretty noticeable once they get it going. Alright, that wind is blowing towards me and that sand is going in the eyeballs. We got this wind picking up. Alright, before I move down, let's check out, this would be the north end. The outfield seating and stuff this way. So we can see they still got the drill rigs over here. And then we got a lot of the pilings going in the ground. You can see the rebar sticking out over there. Whew. Wind is blowing the camera around today. Alright, we also have this small drill rig. They've been going around this perimeter, around this side every time I'm out here lately. So you can see how it's gonna, it looks like this one. I don't know if he just took that piece out or if he's gonna add it in. It looks like he took it out and he's gonna lay that one down. If we look over here to the left, we can see a lot more, lot of crew working in this area, putting a lot more forms in. When I was here last week, we saw them actually pouring concrete. But right there, you can just see how much stuff's going on still. Where they were pouring a lot of the concrete like on the end. You can see all that stuff's poured, and it looks like they're continuing up with some more forms. Alright, I'm going to move down a little bit. We'll try to get a little closer to check that out. I'm going to zoom in down here again and try to see if we could make out anything with this. Alright, so we could see like that tower there, then left of that tower you can see all the smoke coming up. So that's past the airport. I'm not sure what exactly that is. I'm sure it'll be all over the news very soon, but it looks pretty bad. Alright, I just moved a little bit. I want to show, we can see where they're working on this, would be like the elevator core going in. Sorry for the shake, just trying to zoom in, and then with the wind it's not helping any right now. Alright, then if we look to the right of this, we can see it appears like they're making like rebar cages and stuff over here. Even to the left of it, we can see some people working. Or you got this yellow, smaller crane there, but then they're building some stuff out this way. Can't really make out what that is. I mean, is it a platform for a crane? I don't even know. I can't make it out on the viewfinder, but that's kind of right in front of this yellow crane here. Maybe they're building a platform to move it around. I'm not sure. But a lot more going on. If you look back by the exit, just notice all these, you got all kinds of these forms piled up back here. So they got like forms everywhere back this way. And it should be, you know, just to keep building up. Alright, let's move down some more. We could get a look of the new crane they put together. And it does have its cable lowered. Can't tell from here like what they're working on down there. It looks like it's not hooked up to anything anymore. You can see it just swinging around. Let's zoom in on this new crane. Not sure like what size it is. It kind of looks just like the other one, the first crawler crane. Man, it's getting windy though. Alright, sorry for that shake. I can't hold it still with the wind. Trying to zoom in. We got the original crawler crane here. They're not using it right now. That one's pretty close. let's zoom in. We'll see if we can figure out what they're working on over here. So at least today's got the overcast, so it doesn't feel too hot up here. It was like 90. I think when I drove up here it said it was like 93 degrees. Without the sun blaring it feels a lot cooler. Trying to figure out what they're doing over there on this end. Alright, for all the Raider fans out there, it is finally football season. We just have to wait till this Sunday to finally see some Raider football. Can't wait. So, they're playing New England in New England. Out here it comes on at 10 a.m. so Sunday morning. And then we have our season home opener. That will be the week 2. We're actually the Monday night game, so it'll be on the 15th. So if you're in town, stop by, say hi. I'll be in 315 on the Monday night game on the 15th. Alright, so they're lowering the tower crane over here by where we were just looking at these guys working along this wall. So we're gonna see that. I don't know if they're gonna pick something up. I can't tell. It don't look like there's anything on the end of it. Very windy. Just trying to keep this camera straight. Trying to find the cable. Alright, there it is there. Alright, so they're picking up some steel right there. like they're lowering it down to these other guys over here. Okay, so they're just putting a lot of rebar together. Got some cages, putting more stuff. We actually got these two flatbeds. I just noticed now we got a lot of the rebar stored right here for them to work with. They just lowered that into there, so they're just building up all these areas. Alright, I'm going to move all the way down. We'll see if we could see. It looks like home plate, the marker is covered now, but I'll move down. We'll see if we could see it from there. Alright, it's very windy right here. I think I'm just like on the wind tunnel right now. Hopefully you don't get too bad of wind noise. Alright, so as we look, you got these guys that are working on this, the elevator core, just the way they go around the wall here, it's crazy. Looks like they're just tying up, you know, a lot of the rebar. Alright, so home plate, that would be, now we can see all this dirt over here. But we got like this hopper looking thing. Woo, it's getting windy. You got that hopper there, so the home plate marker is kind of to the right of that, behind this mound of material. So it was somewhere over there. Alright, let me try zooming in on this crane again. Maybe we won't get as much shake. Just trying to see what model number it is. That looks like a phone number. Yeah, right there. Of course I can't see it. It looks like a 3, so it's probably a 1300. Let me zoom in. I'm going to pan to the left here. See if we can read this one here. Alright, so it looks like a 1300. So both of them cranes are the same kind of crane. Both look like they're LR 1300s. Alright, so we get a little different view. Now we can see where they pulled off some of the forms here, where you can see some of the concrete. You know, you got, well, we got a telephone pole there, but over this way we can see they removed some of the forms. I think we were watching them pour this one. I was wondering about, remember how it was open over here, so now we can see my video when we were watching them pour last week. I remember we were watching this one get filled. So it's good. Alright, I just heard the horn. So let's see what they're lifting. One of these cranes. Oh, it's actually the smaller crane. No, it's actually the new tower crane. If we look right at the Sphinx's head, we could see something going up. We got more sirens coming this way. I'm going to move the camera again. So we got some more, looks like more trucks coming from the strip and Tropicana. No, that one actually went across. But as I'm looking behind me, it looks like they got whatever that other fire was. I don't see too much smoke anymore, so they must have got it out. I just noticed on MGM Grand, is anyone coming out for the fight? You can see Canelo on here. So that fight is going to be the Saturday. What would that be? The 13th, I think. Monday Night Football is the 15th. So yeah, it should be the 14th. They're having that at Allegiant Stadium. So that's going to be big. That's the first boxing that I can remember that they have at in Allegiant. So it's gonna be big. Alright, so from here we get a better view of the iron workers here that are making these cages. Before it was blocked by these guys that are working on this elevator core. Alright, they're actually lifting that one up right now. You can see they used the smaller crane to move that one around. Man, the wind is really blowing now. So I wonder how bad the wind has to be before they stop using these big cranes. Alright, so the way it looks with that one, they finished making that rebar cage, so that crane just takes it and places it on the ground so they can start making new ones. So you can see here all the sand blowing right now. Alright, but there's a lot going on, so if you're not subscribed, then you would like to follow along on the athletics ballpark build. Please subscribe to my channel at Raiders1967. And then I also do updates on the new Hard Rock transformation. It's the old Mirage building. So that they're building a new guitar tower there, as well as gonna remodel the old building. Anything you like about this video, I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. Any comments, anything you'd like to see, anything that I'm saying wrong, or suggestions, leave me a comment. I try to read every one of them. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I will talk with you guys next time.